Shapar, which means horn. Yun, which is wine. La Yashala, which means to Israel. Shapar, which is horn. I'm not doing the room, which means stand. So Panya Akadon, which means turn and face the east. Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Tabah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashmayim, Nathanano, Lacham, Kalyawam, Wasalachano, Kawachnu, Kasalachnu, Kawachino, Wala'ah, Tabayano, when I say one, a ball, Hawashino, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wathaparath, Laiwalumyum, Amun. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Pray for the power structure in the Hebrew. Ragadah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Allahayim. Matazabia Allah Wap Yahan. Ha Alawakim. Ha Shranyim. Ha Kwasiyanyim. Ha Chayali. Wa Ha Gwathian. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Al-Shai. The Wada Amun. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Pray for the prophesied curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations, their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. so be it. So I face the front and Yeshadu, which means be seated. We back here picking it up in the Sabbath service, rocking it out where we left off last week. Exodus 36 and verse 22. And we're going to pick it right up in the Hebrew. (36 and 22) in the Hebrew. Shafia Yadas Lakurash Hachad Mashlabath Achath Alachath Khan Aisha Lakol Korasha Hamashakun. Verse 23. Waya Aisha Ath Hakurashim Lamashakun Aisharium Korashim Lapath Nagab Dayamana. Verse 24. Warabayim Adania Kasap Aisha Vachath Aisharium Akrashim Shunya Adanium Vachath Akrash Hakad Lashathya Yadathua Washunya Adanium Vachath Akrash Hakad Lashathya Yadathua. Verse 25. While it is alive, Hamashakun, Hashaniath, Lapath, Zapawan, Aisha, Aisharium, Korashim. Verse 26. Warabayim, Adanium, Kasap, Shunya, Adanium, Tachath, Akrash, Hakad, Washunya Adanium, Tachath, Hakrash, Hakad. Verse 27. Waliyarakathya, Hamshakun, Yama, Aisha, Shasha, Kurashim. Verse 28. Washunya Kurashim, Aisha, Makwatazaith, Hamashakun, Bayarakathium. And to the English, Exodus 36 and 28. And this is where we left off last week, where the instructions for the tabernacle were being given. So 36 and 28, and 2 boards made he for the corners of the tabernacle and the 2 sides. And shout out to everybody joining us in the chat. The 2 boards and the 2 sides. 29, and they were coupled beneath and coupled together at the head thereof to one ring. Thus he did to both of them in both the corners. Oh, slack it. 22. One board had two tenons equally distant one from another. Thus did he make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And he made boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side southward, and 40 sockets of silver he made under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for his 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons. And for the other side of the tabernacle, which is toward the north quarter, he made 20 boards, and there 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And for the sides of the tabernacle westward, he made 6 boards. And 2 boards made he for the corners of the tabernacle in the 2 sides. So these are just, specifications for exactly how the tabernacle was built. This was very, very specific. Moses laid all these instructions out. It's verse 29 in the Hebrew. Wahayawa, Dawa Amam, Malamata, Wayachadwa, Yahayawa, Dumyum, Al Ra'ashwa, Al Hatabaith, Hakath, Khan, Aisha, Lashunyam, Lashunya, Hamakwatazaith, verse 30. Wahayua, Shemana, Karashim, Wadunyahum, Kasap, Shasha, Aishar, Adunyam, Shanya, Adunyam, Shanya, Adunyam, the Chath, Hakurash, Ha'achad, 31, Wayaisha, Bariachia, Aitazia, Shatyam, Hamasha, Lakurasha, Kazalai, Hamashakun, Hachath, 32, Wachamasha, Bariahum, Lakurasha, Kazalai, Hamashakun, Hashaniath, Wachamasha, Bariachum, Lakurasha, Hamashakun, Larakathium, Yama, verse 33. Wayaisha, Habariach, Athayakun, Labarach, Bathwak, Hakarashum, Mun, Hakwatza, Al Hakwatza, verse 34. Wa'ath, Hakarashum, Tazapah, Zahab, Wa'ath, Tabaithum, Aisha, Zahab, Bathium, Labariachum, Wayatazap, Ath, Habariyahum, Zahab, verse 35. Wayaisha, Ath, Haparkath, Takalath, Waragaman, Wathwalaith, Sunya, Washasha, Mashazar, Maisha, Hashab, Aisha, Atha, Karabium. Back to the English, 29. And they were coupled beneath and coupled together at the head thereof to one ring. Thus he did to both of them in both the corners. And there were 8 boards, and their sockets were 16 sockets of silver. Under every board, 2 sockets. And he made bars of shittim wood, 5 for the boards of one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the tabernacle for the sides westward. So everything was very exact. Everything was facing the right direction. Everything was to the T specified. Verse 33, and he made the middle bar to shoot through the boards from the one end to the other, and he overlaid the boards with gold and made their rings of gold to be places for the bars, and overlaid their bars with gold. And he made a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, with cherubims made he it of cunning work. So this is, and in the thumbnail for this video, I put Shalom Dalvi and Shalom to everybody else in the chat. In the thumbnail, I put, an artistic rendering of the tabernacle, and you could kind of get the idea of how there's a border, like a fence going around it. There's a courtyard where all Israel could come in and, make sacrifices, clean themselves in the courtyard. And then the tent that you see is the tabernacle, and the priests were the ones who were able to go inside that. And then all the way in the back was the Holy of Holies, where the Ark of the Covenant was, and the high priest would go up in there on a Day of Atonement, and that was it. And so this is the tent, this is the tabernacle that they had out in the wilderness. From verse 36 in the Hebrew, Aisha Allah, Arbaya, Imawaja, Shatam, Wayatazapium, Zahab, Wayahum, Zahab, Wayatazap, Lahum, Arbaya, Adunya, Kasap, 37, Wayaisha, Masak, Lapathak, ha'ahal, which that a hall is the tabernacle, because a hall is also just the word for tent. And the tabernacle, as you see it, was a long tent. Taklath, Waragaman, Wathawalaith, Shanya, Washasha, Mashazar, Aisha, Rakum, verse 38, Wa'ath, Amawajua, Chamasha, Wa'ath, Wawiyahum, Wadzapah, Ra'asham, Wakashakyam, Zahab, Wadunyahum, Hamasha, Nachashath, 37 and 1. Aisha, Batazala'ala, Atharan, Aitaziyah, Shatyum, Hamathyum, Wakataziyah, Arakwa, Wa'amah, Wakataziyah, Rakhabwa, Wa'amah, Wakataziyah, Kumathwa, verse 2. Wayatazapawa, Zahab, Tawar, Nabayath, Umakawataza, Way Aishalawa, Zar, Zahab, Sabiyab, verse 3. Wayatazak, Lawa, Arbai, Tabaith, Zahab, Al Arbai, Pai Mathua, Washathya, Tabaith, Al, Tazalawa, Ha'achath, Washathya, Tabaiwath, Al, Tazalawa, Hashanua, verse 4. Wayaisha, Badya, Aitzia, Shatyum, Wayatzap, Athum, Zahab, to the English from verse 36. And he made thereunto 4 pillars of shittim wood, and overlaid them with gold. Their hooks were of gold, and he cast for them 4 sockets of silver. And he made an hanging for the tabernacle door of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen of needlework, and the 5 pillars of it with their hooks. And he overlaid their chapters and their fillets with gold, but their 5 sockets were of brass. And as I've said, as we've gone through this is something that you can look up, an artistic rendering or replica of. They actually have a full-size replica of it, that Esau created over there in the land. But this is something that you can reference that with, because it's so specific that they can't really mess it up. They can just make a rendering of it for, and you can check it out. And it's more or less pretty straightforward. Chapter 37 and verse 1, and Bezalel made the ark of shittim wood. 2 cubits and a half was the length of it, and a cubit and a half the breadth of it, and a cubit and a half the height of it. And he overlaid it with pure gold within and without, and made a crown of gold to it round about. And he cast for it 4 rings of gold to be set by the 4 corners of it, even 2 rings upon the one side of it, and 2 rings upon the other side of it. And he made staves of shittim wood, and overlaid them with gold. And that's to the Hebrew verse 5. Weba'a ath habadium Badabaith al Tizlaith Haran Lashath Ath Ha'aran, verse 6. Wayaisha Kaparath Zahab Tawar Amathium Wakatziah Arka Wa'amar Wakatziah Rakabah, verse 7. Wayaisha, Shanya, Karabium, Zahab, Makusha, Aisha, Latham, Mashanya, Quatzwath. Verse 8. Karwa, Bachad, Makwadzah, Mazah, Wa Karwa, Achad, Mashadzah, Mazah, Mun Hakabarath, Asha, Ath Akrabium, Mashanya, Quatzwathia. Verse 9. Wayahiwa, Hakarabium, Parasha, Canopium, Lamaila, Sakakium, Bakanapium, Al Hakaparath, Wapunyahum, Ayash, Al Akhiwa, Al Hakaparath, Haiwa Punya Hakarabium. Verse 10. Wayaisha, Ath Hashalachan, Aitzia, Shatyum, Amrathium, Arakwa, Wama, Rakabwa, Rama, Wakadzia, Kumathwa. Verse 11. Wayatzap, Athwa, Zahab, Tawar, Wayaisha, Lawa, Zar, Zahab, Sabiyab. The verse 5 in English. And he cast 4 rings for the 4 ends of the grate of brass to be places for the staves. Second. For the places for the staves, and he made the staves of shittim wood, overlaid them with brass. And he put the staves into the rings on the sides of the altar to bear it withal. He made the altar hollow with boards. And he made the laver of brass, and the foot of it of brass, and the looking glasses of the women assembling, which assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he made the court on the south side on this. We're in verse 38 and verse 9. And he made the court on the south side southward. The hangings of the court were fine twined linen, 100 cubits. Their pillars were 20, and their brazen sockets 20. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets were of silver. And for the north side, the hangings were 100 cubits. Their pillars were 20, and their sockets of brass 20. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. We're going to get into verse 12 in the Hebrew. Back to verse 12 in the Hebrew. Wa'ya'ishalawa, Masagarath, Tapa, Sabiyab, Wa'ya'isha, Zar, Zahab, Lamasagarathwa, Sabiyab. Verse 13. Wa'yazak, Lawa, Arbai, Tabaith, Zahab, Wa'ythun, Ath, Hatabaith, Al Arbai, Hapath, Ashar Larabai, Regaliwa. Verse 14. Laimath, Hamasgarath, Haywa, Hatabaith, Bathium, Labadium, Lashaath, Ath, Hashlachan. Verse 15. Wayaisha, Ath Habadium, Aitzah, Shatyum, Waitzah, Athum, Zahab, Lashath, Ash Hashakun, verse 16, Way Aisha, Ath Hakalium, Ashar, Al Hashakun, Ath Quirathua, Wa'ath Kapathua, Wa'ath Monoplayathua, Wa'ath Aquashwath, Ashar, Yasak, Bahun, Zahab, Tawar, verse 17. Wayaisha, Ath Hamanara, Zahab, Tawar, Makusha, Aisha, Ath Hamanara, Yaraka, Wakuna, Gabyaya, Kapatharia, Waparakia, Ramana, Haywa, verse 18, Washasha, Quinium, Yatzayim, Matzadaya, Shalasha, Quenya, Manara, Matzada. And that Manara that we keep hearing, of course, is the menorah, the lampstand, which this was always 7 candles only in the Manara. The Ishmael created one where he added 2 more candles for Hanukkah, which he calls Hanukkah. That was never anywhere in the scriptures. The only Manara, the only menorah in the scriptures is just like this, with these the 6 branches, 3 on each side, and the 1 candle in the center. Anything else is an invention of the white man. Plain and simple. Matzada Hashunya. And back to the English in verse 12. On the west side were hangings of 50 cubits, their pillars 10 and their sockets 10, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver, and for the east side eastward 50 cubits. Verse 14, the hangings of the one side of the gate were 15 cubits, their pillars 3 and their sockets 3. And for the other side of the court gate on this hand and that hand were hangings of 15 cubits, their pillars 3 and their sockets 3. All the hangings of the court round about were of fine twined linen, and the sockets for the pillars were of brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver, and the overlaying of their chapters of silver, and the pillars of the court were filleted with silver. And the hanging for the gate of the court was needlework of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, and 20 cubits was the length, and the height and the breadth was 5 cubits, answerable to the hangings of the court. And so it's just a continuous breakdown, but this is still good. You know, it's good to, first of all, it's good to be able to visualize this time period when they're in the wilderness, and this is when Moses is really starting to lay down and break down what the Lord has given him for how everything's going to work. And so now this is the first time that you're seeing, you know, the priestly duties being learned, the people learning what their duties are in terms of bringing, you know, coming and bringing sacrifices, doing everything the right way in their day-to-day life, coming out of slavery, coming out of Egypt. And so this is a beautiful thing if you can visualize it. And remember this, a couple of chapters ago, you talked about how all the people were suddenly bringing everything they had and contributing to it, bringing their skills, their money, whatever they had to make this thing, to make this work. So for this one beautiful moment, everything's in harmony. After the last time we went off and before the next time we about to go off. Verse 19 in the Hebrew. Shalashah, Gabayim, Mashquadium, Bakuna Hakad Kapthar Wapara Waparak Washalasha Gabayim Mashaquadium Bakuna Achad Kapthar Wapara Khan Lashashath Aquinium Hayatazayim Mun Hamanara Wabamanara Arbaya Gabayim Mashquadium Kapthuriya Wapaka, verse 21. Wakapthar, the Kath Shanya, Aquinium, Amana, Wakapthar, the Kath Shanya, Aquinium, Mamana, Wakapthar, the Kath Shanya, Aquinium, Mamana, Lashashath, Aquinium, Hayatazayim, verse 22. Kaptharium, Wakunathim, Mamana, Hayawa, Kala, Akwasha, Achath, Zahab, Tawar, verse 23. Wayaisha, Ath, Narathia, Shabai, Malokwakia, Kathathia, Zahab, Tawar, verse 24. Kakar, Zahab, Tawar, Aisha, Atha, Wa'ath Kal, Kalia, in verse 25. Wayaisha, Ath Mazabach, Hakwatarath, Aitzia, Shatyam, Ama, Arakwa, Wama, Rakabwa, Rabwai, Wamathium, Kumathwa, Namunwa, Haywa, Quinathua, to the English from verse 19. And their pillars were 4, and their sockets of brass 4, their hooks of silver, and the overlaying of their chapters and their fillets of silver, and all the pins of the tabernacle and of the court round about were of brass. This is the sum of the tabernacle, even of the tabernacle of testimony, as it was counted according to the commandment of Moses for the service of the Levites by the hand of Ithamar, son to Aaron the priest, and Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, made all that the Lord commanded Moses. And with him was Aholiab, son of Ahishamach, of the tribe of Dan, an engraver and a cunning workman, and an embroiderer, and in blue, and in purple, and in scarlet, and in fine linen, all the gold that was occupied for the work, and all the work of the holy place, even the gold of the offering, was 29 talents, and 730 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. And the silver of them that were numbered of the congregation was 100 talents, and 1,715 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. Because remember, it got to the point where they was bringing so much, Moses had to tell them, nah, stop, keep what you got. We got everything we need. And so this was really this one moment where all the people were coming together. And you notice this happens at times when we're just we're rediscovering the culture, like in Nehemiah. You notice that these are the times when all the people come together and rebuild everything. And as soon as we get comfortable, we start going off. But for right now, everybody's everybody's happy and everybody's making it happen. So we're gonna go back to the Hebrew from 26. Wa'atzat, Athwa, Zahab, Tawar, Ath Gagwa, Wa'ath Quirathua, Sabiab, Wa'ath Koranathua, Wa'aishalua, Zar, Zahab, Sabiab, verse 27. Washathia, Tabaith, Zahab, Aisha, Lawa, Mathakath, Lazarwa, Al Shathia, Azlaithua, Al Shunya, Tazadua, Labathium, Labadium, Lasha'ath, Athwa, Bahum. 28, Wayaisha, Abadium, Aitzia, Shatyum, Wayatazap, Thum, Zahab, Wayaisha, Athshamun, Hamashikha, Kwadash, Waath, Quadarath, Asimyum, Tawar, Maisha, Rakwa. 38 in verse 1, Wayaisha, Ath, Mazabach, Ha'ila, Aitzah, Shatyum, Chamash, Amwath, Arakwa, Wachmash, Amwath, Rakabwa, Rabwai, Washlash, Amwath, Kumathwa, and back to the English from 26. A becca for every man, that is half a shekel, after the shekel of the sanctuary, for everyone that went to be numbered from 20 years old and upward, for 600,000 and 3,550 men. And of the 100 talents of silver were cast the sockets of the sanctuary and the sockets of the veil, and 100 sockets of the 100 talents, a talent for a socket. And of the 1,775 shekels, he made hooks for the pillars and overlaid their chapters and filleted them. And the brass of the offering was 70 talents and 2,400 shekels. And therewith he made the sockets to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the brazen altar, and the brazen grate for it, and all the vessels of the altar, and the sockets of the court round about, and the sockets of the court gate, and all the pins of the tabernacle, and all the pins of the court round about. And of the blue and purple and scarlet they made cloths of service to do service in the holy place, and made the holy garments for Aaron, as the Lord commanded Moses. And so as we continue this next week, then it's going to go into the priestly garments. And we're going to continue with the instructions of the tabernacle, because this was no joke. And this is chapter after chapter after chapter of specifications of exactly how it's supposed to be done. Because everything that we do in our culture is by the law. Everything that we do is, this is how you're supposed to do it. Now just do it exactly like this. There's no questioning. Nobody came and questioned Moses. Well, why does it got to be 2 pillars of brass? Why can't it be 4 pillars of silver? Nobody did that, because this is God's commandment. And so you just do it and make it look like God wanted it to look. And that's what you do with your life. You make it look like God wanted it to look. You don't question, why can't I eat the shrimp? It's not going to kill me if I eat the shrimp. Oh, well, get over it. It's not for you to ask. Who are you to reply? Oh, man. You do what God told you to do, the way God told you to do it. If you don't want shrimp in your body, don't put shrimp in your body. That's it. And that goes for everything. If he didn't want you to have an edge up, don't have an edge up. If he didn't want you to make baldness in your head, don't do it. If he don't want you to shave your face and look like a little 12-year-old, don't do it. Don't argue with him. And the only reason you would even argue is because of the influence of another culture. And that's the point behind all this. The only reason you're even gonna question anything is because you saw somebody else doing it differently over there. So now you want to, why can't I do it like them? Because you can't. At the end of the day, there's reasons behind everything that the Lord gave us. At the end of the day, it's not for you to ask the reason. It's for you to trust. The Most High is a father. And you don't ask it when you're a little kid. You don't ask your father everything. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Because I said so. That's the answer. That's the Most High's answer. Because it's what's best for you. And you don't know what's best for you. He knows what's best for you. That's it. So we're gonna pick up right here next week. I imagine up here. Shapar. Yeah, young, which means one. La Yashal, which means to Israel. Shapar, which means horn. Imagine in the room, which means stand. Sorrow upon your Hakadam, which means turn face the east. I'm going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Balakaka. Taba'ah. Ratzaka. Hayah. Aisha. Baratza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. The Thunno. Lacham. Kalyawam. Wasalachno. Kawaknoa. Kasalachnoa. Kawakino. Wala'ah. Kabayano. Basay one. A ball. Kawashino. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Kabalakwa. Wa'ala. Wahata Barak. I will love you. Amen. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Pray for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushua. Baruch Shah. The thunder. Hakak. Hakak. Larpa. Kol Makala. Wakol Madawa. Hakak. Latahar. Habitus Ryan. Hakak. Laquayam. Hamathiel. Hakak. Awakawa. Hatamala. Lagarashan. Ba'ashim Yahushua. The water Amen. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Pray for the power structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahushua. Wa Mayakal. Wa Lahai. Matizabi al Wapihan. Ha Wapi. Ha Shranu. Ha Pusianu. Ha Kayali. Ha Waki. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushua. The water of man. In the English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angels, the commanding general Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, the assistants, Yahweh, the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. The prayer for the prophesied curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, punishment and destruction to the heathen. Shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, the nations, their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, the NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel come down to flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it. So on face the front, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imadim Shabbat. Imadim. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Brakathon. Yajmatah. Next week, we're going to pick it up in Exodus 39 and verse 2. With that, the Sabbath service is dismissed. You said 39 and 2? 39 and 2. Damn.